Hello there everybody, how's it going? It's Jessie from Jessie Marie Does Stuff here on FlossTube, and I'm here with a different kind of video. This is not going to be my update video, that's going to have to come a little bit later, either later today or at some point tomorrow. We're in the midst of this early winter rain, gray. It makes me happy, but it's really bad for recording. I am under false light right now, and it's not the most comfortable position for recording. So yeah, I never thought I'd say that. I never thought that I would say that sitting in the chair is less comfortable than sitting on the floor. But that's the case because I have to sit very far forward. Anyway, hi, how are you? It's been a little while since I recorded. And I will talk more about that in that forthcoming update video. Basically, the holidays and a very minor back injury kept me from sitting on the floor and recording. So yeah. One quick note before I get started on talking about what I want to talk about. Thor is right behind the camera, so you can probably hear him making all sorts of sounds. He is very exhausted from his long weekend at Playcare, and so he's intermittently sleeping or chewing on the bone, and he's oftentimes sleeping on the bone, so that when he wakes up, he's right there and ready to chew. It's kind of adorable, but he's making all kinds of sounds. So while you can't see him, you know that he is here. So what am I doing today? Why am I recording this suspicious video? Well, I'm in the process of planning out December. Today is November the 30th, 2016, so tomorrow is December. Holy cannoli. We've all been saying it just about all year, how fast this year is going. And this, so I'm trying to figure out December. It's the 11th hour. December is tomorrow. Time to sort this out. So I'm on Instagram this morning and I see some of my favorite posts, and they're this is what I worked on in November. Here's my November wrap up. So I started thinking about my own November. I worked on so many projects in November. And I don't necessarily want that moving forward. I kind of want to do... Sorry, I'm going to put this down because it's going to distract me. I kind of want to do just a few projects in December and make a bunch of progress. So yeah, so that's kind of what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that I'm going to pick 6 projects for the month of December and work on only those 6 projects. See how much progress I can get. And try to feel accomplished, because I love working on a bunch of different projects, but 30 stitches here, 100 stitches there, it doesn't add up to a lot, especially since I work on such big projects. I like big whips, and I cannot lie. So yeah. So that's the plan for December, and I'm just going to give this a try. You guys know me, I am always reinventing myself, so to speak, as far as my stitching is concerned, at least. And so we're going to try this. So here's where you guys come in. I can't decide what to work on. I have 70 whips, and narrowing 70 down to 6 when I already had a calendar already, it's mind-boggling. Now the doors are open and I can work on whatever I want. Exciting, but also daunting. If you watched my Know Your Needleworker tag, you know that I described myself as indecisive. And that is the best way I can describe myself. I can't decide things. Can't decide things. So I need your help. I need it a little bit. So here's what I've done. I've picked 3 already. 3 that I absolutely know that I'm working on in December for various reasons. The other 3 are left to the other 67 projects. But I've made it a little bit easier, just a little bit, so that we can try to help me figure out what I'm going to work on. So I have 3 categories for the remaining 3 projects. And I ask that you vote on one of the projects in each of these categories to help me sort out the projects I'm working on in December. Okay, so first of all, let me tell you what I am officially going to work on. I'm going to be working on my Postcards from the World by Clouds Factory. Our last block comes out at 4 o'clock tomorrow morning-ish. Sometimes it's a little bit later, but whatever. It comes out tomorrow. So I'll be finishing that tomorrow. So excited. Sorry. Anyway, you get it. Random light improvement? I don't know what that is. Anyway, okay. Second is my Fantasy Salve by Lakeside Needlecraft and Doreen Jones. Again, this block comes out technically tomorrow UK time, but about 7 or 8 my time. So that will definitely be getting worked on. I'm actually working on it now. Not right now, obviously. She says. But, yeah, so I'm currently working on that, getting it ready for the new block to come out tonight and to get that done as quickly as possible. So those 2 are guaranteed. I'm going to be working on them. The other one guaranteed is my my Focus 8 from my rotation. Originally I had Elephants slated by Jean Nitley Mayhew. However, I am going to switch that up and work on Ho 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 by Stony Creek. And the reason for that is that it's Christmas time. And I need some Christmas spirit. So I thought that that would be the perfect project to do for that. So that leaves us with the other 3. I'd still like to kind of keep with my rotation as it stood. So week 1, Sal's week. Week 2, Heaven and Earth Designs week. Week 3, that Focus 8. And week 4 is where things are going to get a little bit different. Okay. So for my week 2, I'm considering for my Heaven and Earth Designs. I have picked 2. Those 2 projects, and you'll be seeing previews of what they will look like finished in here. I'm not going to show any updates because that's for my update video. So the 2 Heaven and Earth Designs that I'm asking you to choose from is either Mini Pirate, and the artist here is Sabine Rich. I chose this one because I'm after a page finish for this so that I can continue on my 10-page finish goal. More on that later. Okay. The other Heaven and Earth Designs that I'm considering is Mini Curl Up with a Good Book, and the artist there is Randal Spangler. This was a new start recently. For those that have been following my channel for a while, you know that I started the full-size version of this project 2 years ago, I think. But I abandoned it because I hated the fabric that I had chosen. So I've restarted it along with Stephanie from Stephanie's Tiny X's. She is also the lady who introduced me to cross stitch to begin with. So we're kind of doing this unofficial stitch along. I hope she knows that we're doing this. She restarted hers, and so I was like, I'm going to restart mine. Okay, now week 4 is going to be split up between these next 2 categories. So they're not going to have as many days to work on, but I'm okay with that, which is strange because the last week of December, as you guys know, is like the craziest because the holidays, Christmas, New Year's Eve actually, which is when we're prepping for the New Year New Start, and Danny's birthday is in there. So, but it is also an extended amount of time. It's a little more than a week. So, category number 1, No, category number 2. I'm all over the place today. Hold on. Take a sip of coffee, calm the brain down. Okay. Category number 2, which will be the first project for that week 4. My ladies. So I have a lot of ladies from Mirabilia's, Nora Corbett's. I also have a couple of Joan Elliott's and a Lavender and Lace. However, I've narrowed it down because that is approximately 12 projects. I narrowed it down. So our choices here are Persephone by Mirabilia, Bluebeard's Princess, Mirabella by Mirabilia, which is a lot of fun to say. You should say it 5 times fast. I won't. I'm not demonstrating that. We also have Raven Queen by Mirabilia. Next, there is the option for Electra by Nora Corbett, who's one of the Bewitching Pixies. We have 9 Ladies Dancing by Nora Corbett. Very close to a finish on that one. I shouldn't say very close, but it's a very small design. And then by Joan Elliott, we have The Raider, which you guys know I'm obsessed with, but not one of my Year of Whips pieces. So, depending on your opinion there. And then also my Rose Fairy by Joan Elliott, which is one of my Year of Whips and is the least far along Joan Elliott as of today. So, ladies, again, I'm going to run through them real quickly. Persephone, Bluebeard's Princess Mirabella, Raven Queen, Electra, 9 Ladies Dancing, The Reader, and Rose Fairy. So if you could help me choose one of those ladies to work on in the first half of week 4. Okay, now, category number 3. I'm calling Other, because it's just a collection of 5 projects. I scrolled through my whips, and I was like, what do I actually feel like working on? This is like the mood category. So, we have Glory of Autumn by Dimensions, Elizabeth by Glendon Place, Not Quite Whitework by Northern Expressions Needlework, the Prairie Schooler Alphabet by the Prairie Schooler, and Pumpkin Patch Farm Sampler by the Victoria Sampler. So a good mix of different things in that category. So yeah, so I'm asking that everybody vote if you can, if you want to, and help me, because I'm real bad at the decision-making thing. It's a problem. Okay, I am going to head off and prep for my whip update. Again, I'm not sure if it's happening today or if it's going to happen a little bit later this week. It's getting really gray. I think it's getting ready to rain again. Quick shout out to everybody in Tennessee affected by the wildfires. I hope that some rain helped. Quick shout out to anybody associated with the Ohio State University. My heart goes out to you. Quick shout out to Stitcherista. I hope to see you on Sunday. I won't give you a big hug. Who else? Shout out to everybody, because what a world we live in. Love you guys. See you later. Bye.